welcome to Beer Mail episode number 10 of...
Brutal Battle.
So it's Beer Mail episode 10, and the overwhelming majority was sent by Kyle Norman. No exception on this episode.
Kyle Norman, he's the man.
This is another Kyle Norman. So this is actually... These are beers that I was very surprised to get. They came shipped to us in a box, and I wasn't expecting it. And here we are. It was actually kind of around my birthday, so we've had the beers for a little bit, for maybe close to 2 months. We've been meaning to do this episode, but we just got focused on other things, busy with other stuff, and we're doing it now. So thank you very much, Kyle Norman, and sorry for the delay on this. Okay. Very sorry. So this is actually going to be, we debated on, should this be a mystery beer episode, should this be a beer mail episode, because it's both of those things, because Rebecca doesn't know what any of the beers are. Kyle didn't tell her ahead of time. I unboxed it in the basement where Rebecca was not, and I said, I'll just, put these in little paper bags right now in the fridge so Rebecca will have no idea. So Rebecca's 100% blind. I don't know all of the beers because it was like 2 months ago when I took them out, and when I just poured them, I wasn't really looking at labels or anything. So I remember 2 of the beers, definitely. So I will know 2 of the beers for sure. 3 of them, the other 3, because we're doing 5, I don't really know. So I'm partially blind, and Rebecca's fully blind. And we are going to be actually giving these numbers like a Mystery Beers episode, so it's kind of, Beer Mail, Mystery Beers hybrid. So That's how we're doing it.
Let's dig in.
All right, so let's go with the very first beer, and it looks like red, brown red.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a porter or a brown ale.
Yeah, probably closer to brown ale, but there's a decent redness on there.
It's so malty.
Yeah,
I'm getting malt. I'm getting molasses.
I can definitely see the molasses in there for sure. Yeah, it's just like so much malt. It smells relatively smooth. Not a whole lot of bitterness on the nose. Yeah, just like malty smoothness.
I'm getting a little chocolate.
I could see where you're pulling some chocolate out, but it's crazy faint.
Yes.
Very, very, very faint.
That's all I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm wondering... I get a little cherry, actually. A little bit of cherry. But that's after sniffing for quite a while. And taking deeper sniffs. That's the other aspect of it. Okay. I think it smells good. Mm-hmm. Let's go in for it. It's fruitier than I expected. And there is a cherry to it. There's more bitterness on the finish than I was expecting from the nose. And it's kind of drying. Mm-hmm. It's a very drying beer.
Not a lot of flavor.
No, not a ton.
Yeah, definitely drying, definitely bitter. Definitely getting the malt.
It's decent.
It's okay.
I wouldn't go crazy over this beer. But it's not bad. Like that's kind of like one of those easier drinking beers where you can just be like, I want to have a beer, but I kind of don't want to pay too much attention to it, but have like a little bit of flavor. That's kind of the mode. Because you could just go through this and kind of, by the time you're done with it, be like, wait a minute, what beer did I drink?
Yeah.
Because it's not that memorable, but it's solid. I mean, if you're just looking for a malty beer, it's malty.
Okay.
It's just, how drying it is just really weird, though. That's the weirdest thing about it. The bitterness and that drying note on the very end are making it a weird finish, but everything up front is nicer. There's that bit of cherry. I don't really get the chocolate to it, but I do get that molasses. It's like cherry molasses, basically. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
Did you get anything additional?
Nope.
Okay. So number on this one?
What are you going to give it?
3.
I'm going to go 4.
Okay. 3.5. That's good. All right. So like we do, I'm going to go ahead and just reveal it now. So our first beer is... Yes. So this is a brewery we haven't had on the podcast a whole lot. I think maybe once or twice. It's been a long time. But this is by Three Floyds Brewing, and they're out of Munster, Indiana. And this is their Robert the Bruce Scottish-style ale.
Scottish-style ale?
I think they used to call this a Scotch ale.
Huh.
Or Scotch-style ale, but they're saying Scottish-style ale now, so... 12-ounce bottle for that one.
Interesting.
So, I've had this beer before, and I remember liking it a lot more than this, but that's also been years, many years ago. At the earliest I would have had it last, 4 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been a long time. Okay, so let's go to the second one.
So the second one looks very similar to the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's got that red-brown color to it. Definitely. It's got less of a head than the first one, actually. I mean, neither of them have that much of a head, though. Even when you swirl it up. Ooh. This one's a much richer nose, though.
Yeah, this one is like peat moss and butterscotch.
Yeah. 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 I can agree with you on that.
It's kind of a weird combo, but it doesn't smell weird. It smells good.
It does smell good. There's something else that's kind of fruity in there. I'm trying to figure out. Is it slightly like dates? It's like a little bit of like a date smell to it. And I feel like I smell a little bit of the alcohol on there. It's not super strong, but I feel like I'm getting it at the very end of each sniff. Just a little bit of an alcohol note in the nose. This one also, obviously, very malty smelling. Mm-hmm. I like that this has a richer nose. Already, nose-wise, it's got more going for it than the first one, than the Robert the Bruce.
Taste-wise, it's more flavorful, too.
Ooh. Yeah.
Good.
Ooh. I'm going to need a few sips. That's slightly chocolatey.
You think so?
Yeah, where we were smelling a slight chocolatey note in the first one, not smelling it in this. I actually taste it a little bit in this and didn't taste it at all in the first one.
This one has a decent bitterness, too.
Yeah. Wait, just take a few more sips. You're not getting that, slight kind of cocoa. It's like a cocoa. It's not like a chocolate bar or anything. It's like a slight cocoa note on the end of each sip. And I'm liking it. I think it's really good.
I'm not getting it. I like the beer, but I'm not getting the cocoa.
Yeah, the beer's good. I feel like I'm also getting...
I feel like we're both
This is weird. I mean, the thing is, I feel like the flavors are a little chameleon-ish.
Yeah.
They're kind of changing every time I drink it a little. And I feel like that last sip, it's coming off tad coconutty. Which is interesting. But very malty, obviously. That's good. Mm-hmm. I think it's tasty. There is a fruit to it, too, though. I can see it being like a date. Maybe slight cherry as well, like in the first one. It's sweeter. Definitely sweeter than the first one.
Yeah. It's not, too sweet, though.
I like this, though. This is a much nicer beer than the first one, in my opinion, because it is easy to drink, but it's got a decent amount of flavor. There's more of a body to it, so you can kind of have this as maybe like a dessert type beer. There's that nice kind of cocoa flavor to it, slightly turning into coconut at some point, and some fruitiness, dates, a little cherry. Tastes good. I like that beer. I really like that beer. Might be a brown ale of sorts.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it tastes like.
It's weird because 3 of the beers on the table kind of have similar colors.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 4. Yeah. Or A, B, and D. However you want to say it. Okay, so what are you going to rate this one?
Oh, I gave the last one a 4. I'm going to give this one a 5.
Okay. 5. This one for me... I'm going to go 4 on that one. It's good. Yeah, I like that. So 4.5. Obviously, this one's doing better than the first one. So, with an overall 4.5, this one is... The Ballad of Chaos is what it's called. It is by Burial Beer Company out of Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
We've had Burial on before after we had our trip. So what this is a... You ready for this? Imperial Brown Ale.
Yeah, okay.
With honey, pistachio, pecan, rose petals, vanilla, and cinnamon. That is such a wacky combo of flavors.
We didn't get, like, any.
But that's probably why we were saying, like, it's so chameleon.
Yeah.
Like, all those weird flavors coming together. And they work, obviously, pretty well. But they're coming together to kind of, like, change a bit each time you drink it. Okay, so knowing what's in there now, like, take another sip. And do you feel like you get anything different? I mean, you can pour more.
Maybe I'm tasting the cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeah, I can now feel like I can pick out the cinnamon. I mean, obviously the honey's definitely there because it's...
Yeah,
like,
there's
just
definitely
like
a sweetness.
Yeah, but I actually feel like I get a little bit of the nuts. I can't say it's like
we always say we never get nuts.
It's probably more like the pecan. I wouldn't say I could taste any sort of pistachio in there, but
what
more
about
like
the rose?
Pecan. I mean...
No, I'm not getting the rose.
I just feel like that's such a delicate flavor that to be in a Imperial Brown Ale, it's just not going to show.
What was the ABV on it?
Oh, I didn't say.
8.2.
No, I didn't say what the ABV was in Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce ABV was not on the bottle. I don't even see it on the bottle.
It's weird to see bottles. I feel like all I see now are cans.
Doing it. Yeah. I don't see the ABV on the Robert the Bruce. So, undetermined.
It's 8.2.
You're right. This one's 8.2. The current one. It's good, though. It's tasty. I enjoy that.
Weird. It's
totally weird. That's one of the ones I did not know.
Okay.
As you can probably tell as I was trying to suss it out, because it was a little
you'd have
weird.
to, like, really examine and read the bottle to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even now when we know, we're saying, like, we can't pick this, we can't pick that. Like, I'm sure I know the vanilla is doing stuff here, too, but I can't be like, there's vanilla in there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's good, though. I like it.
Okay,
so the third one looks...
This is our lightest one. It's so light.
This looks like one of the big boys. You know, like one of the, like a Budweiser... Budweiser Coors type product. It's so light. It looks like an insanely light lager.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's yellow, but like almost like white.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Whoa.
What is that? Is that lime?
Well, it's definitely citrus. It's like a crap ton of citrus. It smells like one of those ones where they're like, it's like Bud Light Lime or something.
Smells like
that.
tangerine lime.
Yeah, I could see that. So it does smell like one of those types of beers. Like it's a light lager with a flavor to it, like a Bud Light Lime. But it smells better than something like a Bud Light Lime.
It smells sweet.
Grapefruit. Is it grapefruit? Yeah, it smells kind of like grapefruit.
It smells sweeter than grapefruit, though. That's why I'm saying like tangerine or clementine.
I don't know, because at times it also smells lemon lime.
That's why I said I think it's tangerine lime.
Yeah, maybe. You could be right. I don't know. Any of those things wouldn't surprise me. It smells like it could not be good. I'm just saying. We'll see. That's not bad.
No, I don't mind it. It's definitely like a Mexican lager.
With flavor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's got a pretty clean finish.
Yeah, it's super light. I like it. It's kind of refreshing.
there is a little bit of like a corn type finish to it, but it's kind of nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's probably why you said Mexican type lager. Mm-hmm. And then now, do you think you could suss out what type of citrus that really seems like to you? I could see lime. I could see grapefruit.
I'm still saying lime.
Yeah, it's definitely seeming more lime-ish. That's not bad though.
No, it's good.
I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. Okay, so what are you going to give that?
I'm going to give that a 5.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going that crazy. I'm giving it a 3.
I feel like it's
pretty good.
Average beer.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So that's got an overall 4, which is good for this podcast. So
it's good for this podcast.
Not bad. All right, so this one is. Oh, and I didn't say where. Oh, yeah, I did. I was gonna say I didn't say where Burial was from. I did Asheville. Sorry, I'm a little absent-minded today. So this one is. I'm gonna find the percentage first, and then I'll reveal to you what it is. 4.5% alcohol. It is Summer Splash, is what it's called, by Peter Straub. Now, Straub is a brewery near Kyle Norman that he's given us some stuff from before, and we've not been big on it. So I guess here he is sneaking in another Straub beer to be like, what do you guys think? They're out of St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. And Summer Splash is a all-natural blend of Meyer lemon and orange flavors. It doesn't even say like what type of beer it is.
Meyer lemon and orange.
Yeah, Meyer lemon and orange.
Okay.
You know, and the interesting thing that this brings up is if you're gonna use lemon in a beer like this, I think Meyer lemon is the smart choice because it's sweeter. It's not so much super tart. It's more on the sweet side, but you still get that lemon flavor. Okay, so
I think it's good.
When I was saying it was kind of lemon lime.
Yeah.
I guess I got half of it right, but yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I think it's good summer beer.
Yeah, I can't knock that. Like that's pretty good.
It's easy to drink.
This is one I did know about, but I didn't remember what the flavors were in it. I just knew it was some sort of like fruited summer something. Kyle had said something to me about this one, only about this one, because he was saying, I'm very interested to see what you guys think about this. People seem to quite like it, and I'm interested to see if you guys will like it or not.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so the fourth beer, here we go. And this one looks...
like the first and second one, just kind of like light
lighter.
Brown, reddish.
Yeah, very red. This one's more red than the other two.
Whoa, what does that smell?
What is that smell? What?
What is you?
I'm kind of confused on that. Is that like... Okay, so it smells to me maybe like it's a very malty beer, but there's a decent amount of hopping done to it. So there's like the citrusy hops competing with like that malty sweetness in the nose.
Okay, because there's definitely malt, but there's something else, and I don't know what it is because it's...
I feel like it's like a I don't know what type of fruit. It's like a more aggressive fruit. Maybe something like a grapefruit actually. It's like a grapefruit laid on top of like a very malty base. Like a very even maltier version of like a red IPA, maybe. You know?
Okay. I could see it being a red IPA.
Could be something like that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that candied Smarties smell, too. Of like that kind of like citrusy candy and a little bit of like a sugary sweetness.
I'm struggling with coming up with stuff.
It's a weird smell, though. It's weird. The flavor's gonna... I'm hoping the flavor clears things up. I really hope that it doesn't taste the way it smells because the smell is very confusing.
It's another really light flavor.
Ooh. I'm getting like a peat flavor in there.
That's the only thing I could get in the nose was peat.
You didn't say it, though.
I know, I didn't say it. Because I was like, I said that for the last one. But
I taste it, though. Like, that is the predominant thing that pops out at me when I take a sip. It's like peat, like, immediately.
Is this another Scotch ale?
It plays like that. I'm getting a little bit of it like a cherry. And it's obviously super malty.
Maybe a little smoke.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of times, like, when you get that kind of peat note, you get, like, a little smokiness with it. I think you're right on that. Those two things are definitely coming together hand in hand in this beer. I think it's pretty good. I think I'd like a little more body to this.
It's a little thin.
Yeah, it seems thin for what the flavors are trying to do. But other than that, I dig it. I actually really like the peat flavor on there.
It's okay.
I'm typically not a huge fan of that flavor, but that's pretty good. All right, what are you going to give that?
4.
Okay, Rebecca's going 4. I think I'm going to go with 3 on this one as well. So this is another 3.5. So this one's tied with the first one, the Robert the Bruce. Okay. And this is... Oh, okay. So this is by a brewery that we are interested in, and I've been interested in trying more of. A New Trail Brewing out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And this beer is their Flannery's Irish Style Ale. Just Irish Style Ale. What's the ABV? I don't see an ABV listed. So, ABV undetermined. I don't know. But it's in a 16-ounce can. Irish Style Red Ale on the bottom. That's what it says there. Huh. That's got to be one of the better Irish Red Ales that I've had then.
It's not bad.
Usually not big on Irish Red Ales, but if you gave me this and were like, this is an Irish Red Ale, I'd be like, that's a really good Irish Red Ale. It's not a style I go to a whole lot, or really barely anyone, to be honest.
We have some interesting lineup here.
Yeah. Well, and have you noticed there's nothing hoppy?
Yeah.
Period. Nothing hoppy. That's what I was very intrigued by. I was like, oh, it's absolutely nothing hoppy. That's uncharacteristic of Kyle Norman. He usually sends something hoppy. Not complaining. That's totally fine. I'm down to try whatever. And these beers have been interesting.
Okay.
So let's go to the last one. I think you're probably most interested in this because it looks the darkest.
It looks the darkest, so it looks like a stouter porter.
Yeah, it definitely looks like
Oh my
stout.
gosh, it smells like heaven.
Holy crap.
There's
that
so
nose
much
is
coffee.
Ooh, that's an amazing nose.
It smells
Oh
like...
my gosh.
It smells like a latte, though. Like creamy, coffee, roasty.
That is... I'm going to say that's one of the most beautiful coffee smells I've smelled in a beer.
Yeah.
It smells so nice.
Isn't it so roasty?
Well, and this is the thing, like, Rebecca and I know good coffee. Like, we order coffee online because we can't drink, like, your normal stuff. And we've spent time over the past, I don't know, like 6 years or so going through a bunch of different small roasters to try all their beans to figure out who we like the most. Which, if anyone's interested in that, some of our favorite roasters at the moment are Thanksgiving Roasters and JBC, Johnson Brothers, JBC Roasters. I think JBC's are number one.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Thanksgiving's not that far behind. Who else have we really liked? Doma does really good barrel-aged coffee, if you can get it. They have a bourbon barrel-aged coffee that's amazing. And other than that, Dallas Brothers
is pretty good.
DALLIS, they're pretty good. Other than that, I think those have been like the really, really stand out. Bird Rock is another pretty solid one. But yeah, those are our main recommendations. So Good
my
stuff.
Gosh, it smells so good.
Yeah, but I said all that to basically say that we know what we're talking about when we're smelling really good coffee. And this doesn't just smell like good coffee in a beer. It smells like good coffee, period.
Yeah.
Like they found an awesome roaster and used legitimately awesome coffee. It smells beautiful. Yeah, it smells like a very creamy coffee.
Sometimes coffee and beer smells a little burnt.
Okay.
But this doesn't.
So this is giving me, under the coffee, I feel like I'm smelling some caramel and some chocolate backing it up.
Yeah.
This is an amazing smell. It's an amazing smell. It tastes good.
Not as good as it smells.
Mm-mm. But that's good.
So this has to be like
that's
a
nice.
coffee stout.
Yeah. The coffee is nice, and that's good coffee. That's legitimately
really
good coffee in there. It's very smooth. It's creamy, like you were saying, on the nose. The coffee is so smooth and even keel. A lot of the times when you put coffee in beer, it can be really acrid and rough.
Yeah.
And this is just smooth. It's beautiful. What else are you getting with it? I feel like I'm getting a bit of that caramel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also feel like I'm getting a slight cinnamon. Do you feel like you're getting a slight cinnamon? Because I get like coffee, caramel, quick note of cinnamon, then a chocolate.
Cinnamon or nutmeg?
Okay. Yeah, those are hard for me to discern. This is awesome. How smooth this beer is really good. And I gotta think low ABV.
It drinks low.
Yeah. It presents low. That's good. I like that. What are you gonna do on this one?
6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6 as well. This beer is really good. That's a very high rating for this podcast. Yeah. So this beer is awesome. Thank you, Kyle Norman. This is another one of the ones I didn't know what it is. So we were both blind on it. And it is, it's another Burial Beer Company beer. And it, like I said before, out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is their Skillet Donut Stout. A donut stout. Okay, so let me see. There's some information on here. Oh my god. That's why the coffee in this is so good. They use Counterculture coffee.
We love Counterculture.
Yeah, that's another one we forgot. Counterculture coffee is amazing. That's why it was such a good... Oh my gosh. So I'll read... It's 8%, by the way. It doesn't taste like that.
Holy cow.
So let me read this for you.
Didn't you just say it was low ABV?
It tastes like 6. It legitimately tastes like
Whew.
6. So I'll read the whole thing on here. Cold black iron. Okay, I'm not reading that. There's a bunch of stupid text on this. That's just like garbage. It's a rich black ale. This breakfast stout is made from a blend of 9 barley malts, a healthy scoop of oats, molasses, milk sugars, and our favorite blend of freshly roasted Counterculture coffee beans. Welcome the day with rich chocolate and caramel maltiness. I said caramel and chocolate. And an abundance of diverse coffee aromas unlike any other. This beer is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is really great. Good. Yeah, so they just say at the bottom, stout with coffee added. So it's just interesting that they're calling it a donut stout, because there's no donuts or anything donut-like in it, really. But it does say breakfast to it, to a degree. Man, that's good. 16-ounce can. I don't know if I said that or not, but that's a great beer. Mm-hmm. I want more of that. I want more. Okay, so thank you very much, Kyle Norman, obviously. So we don't need to rank these, because we already did. So obviously the winner is the Burial Skillet Donut Stout. That's the big winner. Then after that, our next one would be the other Burial, which is the Ballad of Chaos, which was their Imperial Brown Ale with honey, pistachio, pecan, rose petals, vanilla, and cinnamon. That's our number 2. Then then after that is the Flannery's Irish Style Red, No, I'm sorry. No, it's actually the Straub, the Summer Splash, which is the light lager, basically, with the Meyer lemon and orange. And then after that, it's a tie for 4th place between the New Trails Flannery's Irish Style Ale and the Robert the Bruce Scottish Style Ale from Three Floyds. So, there you have it. Very interesting. Any final thoughts, Rebecca?
No.
Just thank you, Kyle Norman.
Yeah.
And, if we have another beer mail, it may very well be another Kyle Norman lineup. But if there are people out there who are like, hey, I'd like to get some beers in for the podcast for a beer mail, let us know. Drop us a line, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can do. But thanks, everyone, for checking this out, and until next time,
keep it brutal.